All right, welcome back to season 2 of the show. Today it's butt chops, and it's cold outside, so we're showing you a very special, wintry, savory, smoked up dish to go along with winter. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, it's butt chops, like I said, and today we're showing you a butt chop that's going in a very special soup. So we're going to smoke these. This is Asian style. We're going to smoke them up, and into the soup they're going to go. So the first thing we're going to do is get these seasoned up for the cooker. Over here we've got just different spices in here. I'm using a 5-spice today for this, which consists of coriander, cumin, garlic powder, ginger, cloves, mace, fenugreek, cinnamon, black pepper, cardamom, and nutmeg. That's what you see right here. And it's a powder that's just all put together. I grind this down into my little coffee grinder, and I get all of these spices in here. I take the spices, I put them in the grinder, and I just grind them up. I've got probably about 15 of these trays like this. I usually keep 5 going about one time, just because I don't want this to get stale, so I grind them up as I go along. And here I've got some white distilled vinegar, and in here some dark soy and just black pepper. So let's get it on. First thing we're going to do is get some vinegar onto the scene. I'm going to rub these down in some vinegar so it can open up the pores in the meat and clean it at the same time, even though it's rinsed and clean. I always like to clean with some vinegar onto the pork. So I'm going to turn them over on this side and do the same thing. Just discard the vinegar after you're done here. This way you're not putting them back in any containers. Alright, so that's done on that side. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Get the vinegar onto there. Now these are butt chops. Those of you out there that don't know what a butt chop is, it's a Boston butt cut down, thin. So you can see the bone in the butt, and they'll just cut it really thin. They cook up fast, but they're tough. So you're going to have to cook them slow and tenderize them afterwards. So that consists of wrapping or covering them up just to get them nice and soft. Because you don't want to start tugging at this. It's got a lot of fat in it, so you want to render that fat down really good. If you look at that fat on the end here, that's got a lot of fat on there, which is flavor. When rendered down properly, it's excellent. If not, it's a nightmare. Alright, so we got that on here. And what we'll do is go in with our soy. Now, I don't waste my soy, so I'm just going to start dumping it. I'm not going to put my fingers back in here. So I'm just going to dump. And any soy that's left over, I can just put back in. We're not adding any salt because it's in the soy already. We're just going to stack these on top of each other. Use what's on the board. A little bit more in my hand. Now this is the first part of our marinade. So we're going to get these nice and marinated up. I'm going to stack them. Bring this guy down and get it into that soy on the bottom. Again, just rub them around. This is also going to help our rub to stick to them, because you want that rub to stick. So this is the base of our flavor right here. And we're going to marinate these overnight in this. And you notice how I'm just moving them around and stacking them. Because when we get to the seasoning part, we're going to do the same thing and just put them back into place. So I got a nice big stack on here. Use what's on the tray. Looks like I'm going to use all of this too, because I just have a little bit left. Slide this over. And I'm going to use the rest of the soy. Why not? Alright. Alright, so I'm going to take 3 like that, put them here, and we want to start seasoning them, stacking. I'm going to put this soy off to the side, and now I'm going to bring in, with my dry hand, my 5-spice powder. Get it in there, and flip them over. Like I said again, I'm not adding any salt to this because it's in the soy sauce. Alright, get them stacked, off to the side, and just repeat. I'm going to take these 2, put them like that. Most people think they need 2 different vessels to do this, but if you just play your cards right and move them around strategically, you don't have to do that. Look how fast we're in. I dirtied up 1 tray instead of mini. That's what basically cooking is. I mean, I remember when I first started learning how to cook, when I was a kid, and the kitchen was a mess. And my mom would always say, 1 vessel. Why would you dirty everything up? You're gonna have to clean up everything afterwards. And you know, there's some people out here, they cook. They're good cooks, but I got a friend that cooks, and after he's done cooking, it looks like a bomb went off in the kitchen. It's crazy. And that's how he cooks. I mean, he spends more time cleaning the kitchen than he does cooking. So if you don't want to do that, watch and learn, my friends. Watch and learn. Alright, here we go. A little bit more there. Turn them back over. See how I'm using up just all the space on the tray? Get down to the bottom. I'm going to start to sprinkle. And get this one in. Sprinkle. Now this stuff has got some kick, so you won't need a lot of it on here. You'll need a hint of it on here. Then we're going to hit it with some smoke, which is really going to bring out the flavor in here. And we're going to hit it with a little cherry wood. And then we'll kind of show you what to do from there. Alright, so what I'll do, I'm going to stack these inside this vessel. And that's for marinating and easy storage. So I'll go in like that, and then tomorrow I'll be able to just get them on the cooker, just like that, and just stack them up. And you see, I got 1 tray to clean, and something that goes into the fridge very easy, and it's a space saver. And that's that. No problem. Look at that. Just like that, we're done. Let's move this over here so I give you guys a shot of what it looks like in there. Look at that. Alright, that is 8 butt chops. And we'll see you out onto the cooker with these, so stick around. Overnight in the fridge tonight, tomorrow out onto the cooker. Don't go anywhere. Alright, time to get these guys on. So we got 8 of them, and we're just going to put them right around the fire. As they cook, we can drop them back, move them in, but for right now, we're going to get them as close to that fire as we can. We're going to roll this probably about 285. No, probably about it. That's exactly what we're rolling them at. I'm going to try to get the bone side closest to the fire. Bring it up a little bit. And here we go. Throw that nice sauce on there. We'll let them cook. All right, there it is. Let's get her closed up. And we'll meet you back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. 2 hours in. Let's see what's going on. All right. That's about as far as we want to take this. So what we'll do is we're going to put these inside a tray. And what we'll do is we'll soften them up and get them nice and soft. Just like that. And I'll drag them out from underneath the fire. There you go. And we'll let these continue cooking inside here. So now we're just going to kind of braise them with the juices they'll release. Let's move this off to the side and let's get some aluminum on there. I'm going to let these go for about an hour and a half and pull them. I'll meet you inside. Finish up the rest of this dish. Don't go anywhere. All right, our butt chops are off the cooker, and we're just going to show you the second half of this meal. Let's show you what we got. So right here we got some vegetable broth. That's what you're going to need. Swiss chard. We have homemade lo mein, garlic, ginger, scallion. We also have some purple cabbage over here. We're using some carrot today and some mushrooms. Any mushrooms will do. Those just happen to be portobello mushrooms, but any mushrooms will do. Onto the cooker we go. All right, so we got a little oil onto the stove. I'm using a little vegetable oil in here, and let's show you how to get these veggies done. Now, I'm not going to scorch these. I'm just going to get it on some decent sized heat. It's like on medium heat. And we're just going to bring the flavor out of that ginger and the garlic. At the same time, we want to soften some of that cabbage down. This is another great go-to dish, and it just takes seconds at this point. And if you wanted to put shrimp or anything else in here off the barbie, you could. So we're using butt chops today and showing you how to get this done, but you can pretty much use whatever you like. So as soon as you smell the ginger and the garlic, I'm scraping those nice bits off the bottom. I'm going to go in a little carrot, and some mushroom. Now we're using all vegetable stock today because we want to make this as kind of light, healthy as possible. And we're going to add the fattiness and the richness of that pork. We're going to add that right in there too. So why not have a nice light soup with a fatty piece of meat? And it's just going to complement this beautifully. We also got a homemade lo mein. We're going to cook that off to the side. And we're just going to bring all this together. So just a very easy, simple dish to make. Now I'm going to start to add some of my veggie stock. Just a little bit. Like that. And it's going to get all those bits off the bottom, as you can see. So it's doing a little bit of deglazing. Go a little bit more. And get it to the point where everything's off the bottom. I hate cleaning pots, that's number one. And number two, it gets all the flavor out of there, so use it. And when you stop hearing all those little noises from the bits and the spoon hitting it, you're good to go. Like now I got a smooth bottom in here. So what I'll do is just add the whole thing of stock. I'm going to taste this as I go along. There's no sodium in here, so I got some sodium on the chops. We might want to add a little soy sauce to this. So I'm not sure how this is going to unfold right now, flavor-wise, salt-wise. And I might add a little vinegar on here to make it a little salty and vinegary. So I'm using the whole thing of veggie stock. And I'm just gonna make a small batch of this. And the nice part about this is that you can make small batches. So if you want to have something else tomorrow, you make a small batch of this. You can do the same thing and repeat tomorrow. So make enough vegetables for that. All right, so we're gonna bring this up to a slight simmer. We'll simmer this for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to put our Swiss chard in there, so we'll meet you right back. Don't go anywhere. Alright, so this came to a simmer, and when I did, I turned the heat off. And that's what you want to do. So, I'm going to put in just a touch soy for taste. And this is just my taste. You can make it yours, vinegar. This is going to bring out that nice touch of acid in here, and it's going to darken it as well too. So we'll give that a stir. That's it, and we'll give it a little sample. You always want to kind of taste as you go along. And I'm going to use a little bit more salt. I don't want any more soy because I don't want to throw off the flavor, but I need the salt, so I'm going to add just a little bit more salt because we like a nice salty broth. Not too salty, but you want it pretty salty. Bring out that flavor and just give it that nice flavor. So let's try that. To each his own on taste. That's perfect. That's where I want to be. I always feel with soups, if you're making a soup, if it tastes salty off the batter, you feel that I got it, it's perfect. By the time you start eating a couple of spoonfuls of it, it's going to get real salty on you. So always under salt, never over salt, because if you think it's perfect, it's going to go over. So just remember that. 10 spoonfuls is different from having 1 spoonful. By the time you get up to 10, 20 spoonfuls, it's way too salty. So we'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. Alright, so we got some water up for our fresh lo mein. While we're waiting for that water to come to a boil, what we'll do is we're going to take our Swiss chard and we're going to drop it in. Just like that. Now this is off the heat, and what we'll do is we'll stir it in here because we want it to just naturally wilt down in here, and we still want a bite to that. And we put this on low in the back, it's on simmer. And what we'll do is just give it just a little stir, just like that. And just let it cook down in here. It's almost like cooking already, but you don't want to kill it. So there it is, just like that. And look at that, it's just falling down in there. And that's the way you want it. And that's gonna add more flavor. And you could adjust your salt level from there after you drop that in as well too. And that's what I do. So I'm gonna put this on a very low simmer, keep it warm. Very warm, waiting for this to come to a boil, and then we'll show you what to do from there. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, here we are. Season 2's chopping block once more. Let's see what we got. Look at those guys. Now, I didn't cook them the whole way through on the grill, and I steamed them. Got some nice color on them, some nice flavor, and that's what you want. You want these things falling off the bone. So I'm gonna take this out of this nice juice and seal that juice in there. And I don't even have to cut these. Look at this. I can just pull it right off the bone. And that's what you want. So let's just cut this one away just so we can show you what it looks like on the inside. So we got a beautiful smoke ring on here just in a very short time. And look at that. It's just tender. You break everything apart. For a butt chop, that's impressive. Let's give that a shot. Flavors in there are outstanding. All right. We're gonna plate up. Show you what this looks like. Plate it up in a soup. I'm gonna take this and put this back. All right, so right here we made a little lo mein. And in the bowl we go with it. This is fresh lo mein. And I didn't rinse any of the starch out of here. I leave that starch. We're going to show you our soup that we made. And we're going to get our soup into the bowl. So here's that beautiful soup. Look at that. So we're just going to start ladling some in. And you can see how all the veggies did in there. Look at those greens. Everything cooked down nicely. And at the same time, it's not pulverized down from just cooking it, you know, where everything just melts away in the broth. So we got a nice broth over here. I'm gonna go for a little bit more broth. Just like that. I'll put that back over. And I'm going in with a whole pork chop. One of these nice whole pork butts. And I think I'm gonna just put it off to the side like that. And then we're gonna garnish this. So here we got a little bit of carrot, some scallion, homemade just like that. And we have some pickled jalapenos. So we're just gonna clean this bowl a bit. And in with our pickled jalapenos. I'm just gonna put those right here. This way you can find them right in front. And there it is. A nice little homemade butt chop soup. I'll show you a couple of different angles of this. And there it is. All right, we're gonna get organized and we're gonna meet you right back here. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. A very special Asian butt chop soup. Made with fresh lo mein. Put a little sesame oil in there too, dark sesame oil on top of that lo mein, just to give that punch and that flavor. Put a beautiful jalapeno peppers. Now we pickled those peppers and we got a video for you for that too. We'll leave a link in the description. If you enjoyed this video and more videos are about to come, please hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell, this way you get all the notifications first. We enjoyed having you. Thank you once more. And with no further ado, gotta get that little pitmaster taste there.